it's not only superpowers that you guys, or that the goddess and goddesses have, it's also superpowers that we have. But you have to channel that inner superpower that we all have. So one was strength. We're going to talk about persistence. Does anyone know what is a definition of persistence or endurance? How would you describe it? There's no right or wrong answer, so anything works. Priya? It's not right, just whatever you think. Being persistent.
I forgot.
Not giving up.
Responsible. Being responsible.
Being responsible, yeah, absolutely. So one definition is being firm in the course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. So what you guys are going to realize at this very young age, that not everything is going to go the way that you want it to. Right? As much as us as parents try to create a perfect environment for you guys as kids, you're going to deal with challenges, difficulties, setbacks, and things that are not going to go your way. So you have to understand that in those times when things are hard and rough and not going the way that you want it to, you have to persevere. You have to push through. You have to keep going. Does anyone, now that I've kind of put context around the word, does anyone have an example of when they've had to be persistent in life or recently? Whether it's been in sports, school, at home, with friends?
When I didn't
When your video game? Maybe you didn't get to a certain level in your video game, right? And you had to keep doing what? Trying to keep getting there, right?
when I was in the second game, I was losing 2-1, and then I came back and I won 6-4.
Wow, that's awesome. That's perseverance. That's grit. That's strength. Anyone else?
My baseball game.
What happened?
It was like the last inning, and we were down by like 8 points, and we made a comeback and won it.
That is awesome. Congratulations. So I'm a little bit biased because I played sports growing up. Who plays sports or does something physical activity like a dance, swimming? Okay, so we can relate to this. So have you guys ever played against another team where they were winning and they were boasting and everything was going great and they were on top of the world, but then that team lost, right? You've been in that situation. Maybe you've been that team or that you've seen that other team. So when things are going well, they're in a good mood. They're excited. They're having fun. They're high-fiving. So how does that same team respond when they're down, when they're losing? Do they start to change their body language? Are they no longer happy? Are they pouting? Are they giving up? Right? So that's in those moments, that's where you have to channel your inner strength, your inner power. You have to give that power to your teammates, to your friends, right? Because there's going to be times where you can lift someone else up when they may not be confident or have that inner strength within them, right? Does that make sense? So understand that when things are good, great. When things are bad, great. They can always get back to great, but it depends on you, right? Let me ask you this. What do you think about when you're learning something new? Does it take a little bit of persistence and resolve?
Yes.
What's something new that you had to learn recently or in the past that you had to use some of your persistence?
So, like, when I was doing homework, I don't like memorize the words, so I have to look on that at home.
Yeah, and it takes time, and it takes effort, and it takes practice, right?
Yeah.
Someone else have something? Yep. Your multiplications, right? How do you get better at something? You have to practice it. And what is practice? It's being persistent.
When I didn't know how to write it, my mom taught me.
Yeah. But you had to do what?
Practice.
When I was hiking through the Narrows in Utah.
Yeah. There were probably some times where you wanted to stop, right? But you kept going. And was it amazing when you got to where you wanted to go? Right? You have to get through the hard part to get to where you want to be in life and enjoy what you just walked through or went through, right? So if you're learning a new language, for example, You're not going to be great at it in the beginning. It's going to take effort, persistence, endurance. If you're learning a new sport, unless you are just completely gifted, it's going to take some effort and some time and practice, right? If you're learning anything new, a musical instrument, you didn't just all of a sudden know how to play something. You had to learn, you had to put in the time, you had to put in the effort. Does that make sense? I'm going to give you guys some examples of some people and get from the message what they had to do and where they got by being persistent. So this person was cut from his basketball team. He was upset, he cried, he went home, and he actually ended up turning out to be what some call the greatest basketball player of all time. Who was that?
Kobe.
I was saying, yeah, this is Michael Jordan, but Kobe. So in that moment when he didn't make his basketball team, could he have gone home and been like, I know I could have made it, why me? I wish I could have made the team, I should have done this, I should have done that. He could have done that, and he probably did do a little bit of that, but what did he do? He channeled that frustration, he channeled that disappointment, and brought it within him and understood that he had control over what happened next. He could get up early, he could practice, he could put in the time and effort and be persistent to get better. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. He was fired from a newspaper. You guys know what newspapers are?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. He was fired from a newspaper because they said he had a lack of imagination and no original ideas. Who do you think this is?
The owner of Disney World.
Walt Disney. So just imagine, guys, if he would have taken that and then said, you know what, I'm not going to be good at this. I have no imagination. You guys would not know who Mickey Mouse is. You guys would not have gone to Disney World and had such amazing memories and experiences, right? He didn't quit. He did not stop. He kept going. This person, at age 11, was shorter than everyone else. They said he wasn't going to grow, and he was cut from his soccer team.
Messi. Ronaldo.
Messi. Probably regarded as the greatest football soccer player of all time, right? Yeah, what number? 11, isn't it?
No, it's
10. Just checking. Okay, his first book that he wrote was rejected, meaning not accepted by a publisher, over 27 times. Dr. Seuss. Cat in the Hat. Persistence, guys, persistence. And there's a saying, if you've never failed at anything, you've never tried anything new. Right? It's very easy to do what we're comfortable at. It's very hard and difficult to step out of your comfort zone and do something new and do something different. But that's where all the growth with what you want to achieve in life is going to happen. It's not inside of your comfort zone. It's where you have to get uncomfortable and go into a new environment. That could be a sport, that could be a music, that could be a new lesson you're learning. It could be something that you're doing in school. You have to understand that it may feel uncomfortable and you may feel nervous, but just understand that you guys have everything within you to do whatever you want in life. You just have to believe that. You have this infrastructure, you have parents, you have friends, and we all have to support each other, right? It takes nothing away from me to say, Jaden, you are amazing, you are smart, great job. It doesn't make me any less. So when you see your friends, when you see your cousins, when you see your family members, give them encouragement, give them support, tell them how great they are, right? Because you have to see the greatness within someone else in order for your greatness to also come out. Right? Sharing is caring, right? And I want to just end on, does anyone have any questions about persistence and endurance? No. Yes, Aiden.
So like in the